Evening, everyone. It's Thursday evening. I know it's a little late, 6:45, but this is your closing comment on Thursday, the 27th of January, and it's video number 1126. I haven't reminded you in a while, so I'm going to do it tonight. Please, please, please hit the subscribe and the notification button. Doesn't cost you anything, but it's very supportive to the service. Okay, so today was an interesting day. We were up over 500. We finished down $7.31 in the Dow, 190 in the Nasdaq, and 23 and change in the S&P. For some reason, I don't have the number on the Russell, although I do know that it was down, and the Dow Jones transports were down 218.68 or 1.46, and they were the big loser, although the Nasdaq was down 1.4%, so a very close second. The market internals were decidedly negative all day, and they finished with advanced declines 2.6 to 1 down on the Dow and 4 to 1 down on the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq was littered with chip companies today. Um, Even though the numbers were not overwhelming, certainly not overwhelmingly bad, the guidance was horrendous. So we had Lamb Research, poor guidance, 555.30, down 41.37 or 7% on the day. We had Intel, which started to the upside after their numbers came out yesterday, and then the guidance came out. It closed today 48.05, down 360. This morning it was trading 50 and a half, so you see how that went. And the big loser was Teradyne, TER, which also beat but also had poor guidance. And this morning it was trading around 120. Tonight it closed at 111.24, down 32.13 or 22 and a quarter percent. We also had Tesla, which last night had traded in a range of between 879 on the downside and 987 on the upside. But in today's market, it couldn't get up any higher than 935, and it did trade down. The low in regular hours was 829, and it closed regular hours at 829.10, down 108.31. Or 11.5%. After the close, it traded further down to 820.75, but the last is 839, only down 98, or a little over 10%. The loss at Robinhood was bigger than expected. The stock, which closed in regular trading at $11.61. Remember, that is down from 85 a couple of days after it came public, and has done nothing but slowly erode. It closed at 11.61, and that was down 80 cents, which was 6.5%. In the late hours after the close and after the numbers came out, it actually traded in single digits, $9.77. The last, however, is $10.23, so it's bounced a tiny bit, but it's down $2.18 or 17.5%. The chart on the screen is a beauty. We got into UNG, which is the nat gas ETF. We bought the calls at an average of 53 cents. We sold half of them the day before yesterday on the move up to $1.06, And today we got between $1.75 and $1.78 for the balance. This was the same setup that we were in a couple of weeks ago, where the close in month, which expired today, February contract, had a short in it that couldn't be delivered. So they had to buy it back. We went from a low this morning under $4, 3.99, to a high of 4.42. And although we closed at 4.28, up 24 and a half, we had been higher. And then tonight we are higher again by about 4 cents. So not overwhelming, but we booked the gain because I really don't like the way this market feels. As a matter of fact, on the Apple news, which was terrific, major beat and good guidance, even including the supply chain issues. The stock had closed 159.22, down 47 cents, traded as high as 168. The last is 167.20, which is up 750. And you can see here by the stock indexes, we have the S&P up 30, we have the Nasdaq up 156, and we have the Dow up 175. Those are all gains that are bigger than today's losses. Well, the Nasdaq not so much, but it's pretty close. 180 down to 150 up. So, I'm looking at this S&P and thinking if it holds up here overnight, or gets up into this 43.75, 44 area, still below the cresting 200-day moving average, I'd probably want to go home short for the weekend. This would start to look like a bear flag, and it would project 4,100 absolutely, at the very least, to the downside. Although it is getting oversold, I still think that is a trade that makes sense. Energy was down a little bit today. The oil was down about 75 cents after trading as high as 88.54. Last is up another 86 cents after closing at that 86.61, down 74. We're now up 86, so that's a beat. Heating oil up, gasoline up, nat gas up, Brent crude, which traded at 90 today and then backed off, up. As far as some of the softs that I follow, the coffee was down $6.85. Lumber touched limit down, but then bounced right back up, closed down 13. I told you over the weekend in the weekly letter that I thought we were going to have a big pullback correction, and basically what we've done is gone limit down, limit down, limit down, limit down. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. This is an area of pretty good support. You have to look at it on a weekly basis in order to see that, but this was an important breakout above 900, and we got as high as 1338. Part of the reason for these commodities that are international in scope but uh, priced in dollars was the huge move in the US dollar index today. This is the weekly chart, but you can see, let me show you on the daily basis because some of these lines will make sense. See, we came up, falsely broke out, made a lower high, came back down, falsely broke out, made a lower high, and then came all the way back down to the 100-day moving average, and then started right back up. Today's move was to a new recovery high. Let me see what that looks like on the weekly, and we'll go back a little bit and see what we see. This is an interesting breakout, but It'd be more interesting if it was above 98. And I don't see fundamentally how the dollar is supported at that kind of level. Bitcoin and Ethereum were both down today. Bitcoin down about 1,500. Let's see where that is tonight. Uh, Bitcoin is up 1,400, and the Ethereum is up 60 after being down today. All right, everyone. I'll be back first thing in the morning. Be careful out there. We took great gains in that UNG on the call side. But as I said, I think if we give up tonight's Apple based rally, I'll go home short for the